There are certain men a woman never forgets. And it's not always the ones who were loud, rich, or perfect. It's the one who carried a silence that made her feel seen. The one whose presence spoke when his lips didn't. He wasn't the man who tried too hard. He wasn't the man who begged for attention. He was the man who understood himself. And that made him unforgettable. You see, attraction begins in energy long before it ever touches words. Every man has a certain vibration. Some vibrate chaos, others radiate calm. And women, consciously or not, can feel it. You don't have to say much for her to know who you are. She feels it in how you look at her. In how you listen. In how you hold your space. The man she never forgets is not the one who conquered her. He's the one who didn't need to. Because his strength was never about dominance, it was about control. Most men misunderstand strength. They think being strong means being hard. But real strength is composure. It's being soft enough to feel, yet powerful enough not to be ruled by those feelings. That's what women remember. Because emotional control is rare. It's not about suppressing emotions, it's about mastering them. When you can feel deeply, but not react impulsively, you become magnetic. Because your peace cannot be disturbed easily. And people, especially women, are drawn to peace they can't shake. Let's be honest. Most men chase. They overtext. They overgive. They overprove. They think the more they show effort, the more they'll be valued. But the truth is, the more you chase, the more you tell her you need her to feel enough. And the moment she senses that dependency, she starts to pull away. Why? Because attraction dies when mystery disappears. The man she can't forget is not mysterious because he's playing games. He's mysterious because he's full of life outside of her. He's focused, busy, grounded. He doesn't orbit around her, she becomes curious about what he orbits around. That's the energy of a man with purpose. When a woman feels your purpose, she respects you. When she feels your calm, she trusts you. When she feels your boundaries, she values you. A man who knows who he is doesn't need to beg to be loved. His energy alone sets the standard. He's not trying to control her, he controls himself. And that self-control is what makes him unforgettable. Think about it. You've probably seen men who had everything, looks, charm, success, but still got forgotten. Why? Because they lacked depth. Depth isn't built in the gym or in your bank account. It's built in silence. In how you handle rejection. In how you process pain. In how you stay calm when life tries to break you. Depth is not what you show, it's what you hold. It's the way your eyes tell stories your mouth never needs to speak. That's what she remembers, not the surface, but the soul. Women are emotional beings. They may be attracted to the surface, but they bond with the soul. She might forget your words, your gifts, your appearance, but she'll never forget how your energy made her feel. And that feeling. That rare safety combined with respect and mystery. It stays. Even when you're gone. Even when she's moved on. Even when she pretends she's forgotten. Because you gave her something rare, emotional safety without control. Presence without pressure. Interest without desperation. That combination is unforgettable. But here's the truth many men don't want to face. You can't fake this energy. You can't pretend to be grounded when you're not. You can't act confident when your self-worth depends on her validation. She will feel the difference. Every time. So if you want to be the man she can't forget, don't try to impress her. Impress yourself. Every single day. Work on your discipline. Master your emotions. Stay aligned with your purpose. When your life is full of direction, you stop needing external approval. And the moment you stop needing it, you start attracting everything you once chased. She'll notice the change. She'll feel it when you no longer over-explaining yourself. When your tone carries patience instead of pressure. When you look at her not with need, but with quiet confidence. Because the most attractive man is the one who could have her, but doesn't lose himself trying to. A woman's memory isn't just mental, it's emotional. She'll remember you by the imprint you leave on her nervous system. The peace she felt sitting next to you. The curiosity your silence created. The way your presence calmed her overthinking. That's why presence matters more than words. Be the man whose energy slows her thoughts. Be the man who listens more than he reacts. Be the man whose silence says, I'm not moved by chaos. Because women remember peace in a world that keeps offering them anxiety. The truth is, women are surrounded by attention. But they crave attention with depth. Most men offer presence that feels like noise. Very few offer presence that feels like home. When you walk into her life with calm confidence. When you don't rush the connection. When you don't overexpose your emotions. You become a mirror for her soul. You make her feel seen in ways that words can't describe. And that, my friend, is unforgettable. You see, it's not about making her fall in love with you. It's about making her respect your energy. Because love fades when respect is lost. But respect deepens love. And that respect begins with boundaries. You're not available 24/7. You're not saying yes when you mean no. You're not accepting less just to be liked. Every time you set a boundary, you remind her, and yourself, that you value your energy. And when a man values his energy, everyone else starts to. But let me tell you something deeper. The man she can't forget doesn't chase her after losing her. He doesn't beg for closure. He doesn't send long paragraphs trying to explain his worth. He simply disappears. Not to manipulate, but to protect his peace. Because he knows, silence is more powerful than explanation. She'll wonder. She'll replay everything. Because she's not used to calm exits. She's used to chaos, to arguments, to validation battles. Your calmness becomes her curiosity. Your distance becomes her reminder. And your peace becomes the standard she compares everyone else to. That's the man she can't forget. Becoming that man takes time. It's not instant. You build it through pain, solitude, and reflection. Every time you resist reacting, you grow stronger. Every time you stay grounded in uncertainty, you become rarer. Every time you prioritize peace over ego, you become unforgettable. That's how emotional power is built. Not in the gym. Not in status. But in stillness. Because stillness is magnetic. It shows mastery. And women respect mastery more than money, looks, or words. Mastery says, I know who I am. I don't need the world to remind me. That kind of man doesn't compete, he creates. He doesn't chase, he attracts. He doesn't fear losing people, he trusts that what's meant for him will find him. That trust is power. And that power is unforgettable. So, if you want to be the man she can't forget, stop focusing on her. Focus on becoming the man you can't ignore. When you walk in your truth, the right people will feel it. When you stop explaining your worth, the world will start noticing it. When you stop needing to be remembered, that's exactly when you'll become unforgettable. Because she won't remember you for how much you loved her. She'll remember you for how much you respected yourself. And one day, when she's alone, she'll think about you. Not because you were perfect, but because your energy felt different. You didn't argue for attention. You didn't try to prove yourself. You just existed, calmly, confidently, authentically. And she'll realize. That man like you don't come twice. Be that man. The man who moves with purpose. The man who feels deeply but remains grounded. The man who gives love, without losing himself. Because in a world full of noise, a peaceful man is unforgettable. And that's exactly who you were meant to be.